Hey, what's up, Dr. Dopamine? Sorry for the long ass video. I hope you enjoy it though. And if you enjoy my commentary, I'll make a part 2 to this video. If you don't, then I'll go back to making what I usually make. Like, subscribe, you know the drill. Let's get into this tier list. Hey, what's up? This is Dr. Dopamine, and this is my first tier list. This tier list is based off of what characters are better and what characters are worse on Final Destination. This is my first time doing a video live. Now you guys can sort of see what my personality is like, and I'm not going to be doing too much editing on this video. The criteria that I'm doing in this video is who's good at zoning, who's good at recovery, and who's good at the Final Destination stage, aka for Glory Mode. As you can see, I already made the tier list. I excluded these three because, they're all one character. And of course, you know why I excluded the plant that nobody asked for. Without further ado, let's get started. We're going to start from S tier. First off, before I even go on the tier list, these are in no particular order, so I don't think that Bayonetta is better than Inkling or Inkling is better than K. Rool. Everyone on the same level is kind of on the same level, alright? If I had to say why I think Chrom is better than, say, K. Rool, it would take too long. So let's get started. First we have Bayonetta, and the reason why Bayonetta is the first on the list is because she can do everything. She has a nice projectile, she has arguably the best counter in the game, she has a whole bunch of combo potential. Even though she got nerfed, she can still juggle you quite well, and a lot of her moves set you up to get hit by more moves. If you guess wrong, then you get hit, and if you guess right, then you just don't get hit. Her moves aren't very risky. She has a nasty edge guard when she sets up her guns at the edge of the level, which destroys like half of the cast. So she has 19 jumps or something like that. I think 23,000 jumps before she has to land. So yeah, she's very solid. She can do it all. Inkling isn't so complex, but the little things that Inkling has makes him or her very nice. The projectile does quite a bit of damage and splats ink all over you, so you don't want to get hit by that. I'm talking about the ink grenade. The roller is really good for Final Destination specifically because it covers basically half the stage or 3/4 of the stage. And if you get hit by it and you have enough percentage, that's an instant kill. If ink, it's harder to dodge the ink when you don't have platforms to protect you. I don't know what else to say. The moves are solid. Inkling's recovery is nice because even if she lands right in front of you, it has a shockwave when she lands, which pushes you back and makes it hard to stop her. King K. Rool is another, what I call alpha character. An alpha character is a character that basically has it all, and whatever they don't have, it's not very significant. He has nice moves with armor that hit very fast, grab confirm into a kill with his down throw into forward smash or down smash. Down smash is super cheap, and on a stage like Final Destination, there's a lot of running and grabbing happening, and you run and try to grab him, but then he jumps down smash, jumps over your grab, and slams you off the stage, right? You try to zone him out, he can use his belly to shove it right back up your algorithm. There's just not a lot you can do if you're using certain characters. He's really solid. I don't think he has any glaring weaknesses. Not to mention his recovery is good. Final Destination doesn't make his recovery any worse. He might land next to you and he can get a hit, but he's a heavy character. Picchu's strong because, again, alpha character can do it all. Wonderful air moves, good combos, fast speed. A lot of Pichus spam their neutral B, and if you don't have a reflector, good luck getting around that. Picchu and Pikachu, I'll just put them both in the same box. They can edge guard you with their neutral B because it climbs on the platform. It travels almost the whole length of the platform, and they follow their Thunder Jolt to basically mix you up. So they're very strong, and one of the best recoveries in the game. They could even use it in an offensive way to tackle you and then go back to where they were like they never left. So yeah, very solid. They have mix-ups. I believe forward smash is safe on block. And even if it's not, it's really hard to punish. You're not going to get too much off of that. Next up, we have Chrom. Chrom is just very strong. Chrom is like all the best elements of the Fire Emblem characters put together. And on top of that, he has the Dancing Blade, which is side B, which almost every Fire Emblem character spams online. You know, side B, side B, side B, side B, and if you're blocking, they'll only do it once or twice, and then they'll do it again. His up B has armor property for some reason. He's fast. He can spam Nair. He can spam Fair. All of his aerials are really good, honestly. So I say Chrom belongs in S tier. Being on Final Destination is even better because you don't have platforms to interrupt his Fair spams. So he can hit you and land on the left side or land on the right side. And he can basically chase you when you're trying to land, and no matter where you land, he's going to try to hit you. Snake is godlike on this stage too, because when he drops his bomb, that's basically a third of the map that you can't touch. You go over there, and if he blows you up, if you block it, your shield is like halfway dead. If you don't block it, you can die as early as 100 damage, depending on how light your character is. He can get you off the stage and edgeguard you like crazy. Grenades for days. All of his striking moves are really fast and really strong and can combo. What else? His grenades are really gimmicky. So even if you get the edge on Snake, it doesn't matter. And a lot of Snakes, they like to up B above the stage on Final Destination. And because Final Destination is such a wide platform, they can do grenades and then flick in the opposite direction. So they can change their momentum completely in another direction and you won't know where he's going to land. So it's just really hard to edgeguard or just prevent him from recovering. Now we have A tier. These are the people who, they have a lot of good stuff, but they have one weakness or they don't have one strength that makes them good. So they're really solid, but they don't have that it factor that the characters at the top have. So like I said, it's not in order. I don't think Alomar is better than Cloud. All of them are on the same level, almost. So first up we have Alomar, and I feel like Alomar is really cool in this game because they made him stronger. His aerial attacks are stronger than they were before. I'm not sure what other buffs he has, but I feel like that was a pretty important buff. In the last Smash Bros. Game, you just had to breathe on his Pikmin and they died. Now, why is Alomar good on Final Destination? Because there's no platforms there that can block you from getting hit by his Pikmin. Usually on Battlefield, he'll throw a Pikmin on you, but it'll land on the platform. But because it's wide open space, you're going to get a lot of damage. He can toss his damage Pikmin out into the blast zone and then collect only purple Pikmin. And good luck fighting an Alomar who has 3 purple Pikmin. They do a lot of damage when they hit you, and when he throws them, they have knockback. So Alomar is very deadly. His throw game is really nice, good combos, very solid. Cloud is solid as well, but Cloud doesn't have a good recovery, unlike Alomar, who can basically make it back no matter what. Cloud's recovery is like the one weakness that prevents him from being an S tier. Even though he gets limit, you only get to use it once. But yeah, he has a disjointed hitbox, he has combos for days. His up B is a nice priority move that you could use to punish moves that are very far. His aerials are really good, specifically his Nair and his Fair. You can charge the limit when your opponent dies and make them scared. And a lot of Clouds like to spam B, which is really good on Final Destination because the people can't hide on other platforms. They either have to contest it, reflect it, or avoid it. And just because you avoid one of them doesn't mean the other one isn't coming. So it's just like B, 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 and good luck. Next we have Diddy. I main Cloud, I main Diddy. I enjoyed Diddy. He's weaker in this game. They nerfed him again. They nerfed his recovery, which is really bad for Final Destination because you don't have platforms that you can land on. And Diddy has nasty ending lag after he uses a special move in the air. At least his monkey flip and his rocket blast. So it's kind of hard to land with Diddy. Diddy can do the same thing that Snake can do, where you press B and then you flick it in the opposite direction, which it kind of makes it hard, but it's kind of hard to do. So Final Destination kind of screws Diddy, but he has good combos, and his banana is actually more lethal on Final Destination because your opponent has to land too. So Diddy is what they call a glass cannon. He can dish it, but he can't really take it. Donkey Kong, on the other hand, can dish it, and he can take it. He has to take more risks than the average ape, but he doesn't really. He's very heavy and he has decent recovery, so he can do a whole bunch. His dash attack takes up like half the screen, and it's kind of safe on block. Even if you punish it, you're not getting much. And because there's no platforms, Donkey Kong can hit you with his ding dong a lot. He grabs you, throws you up, headbutts you, and boom, 30 damage gone, just like that. If he grabs you again, he can put you over his shoulder, jump off the edge, and either throw you into the platform. So we tech those apparently. I'm not good at teching. Or he can throw you towards the blast zone. His moves have less ending lag because everyone's moves have less ending lag. He can break your shield with his headbutt if he times it right. I mean, he's just really strong, and you have to work. He has to work, and you have to work. It's one of those matches where both of you are going to be somewhat uncomfortable. You don't want to get your shield broken and get DK punched. That's all I'm saying. Greninja. Greninja is really strong. I feel like Greninja has all the tools that make him a great character. I wish his forward air was a bit faster, but on Final Destination, Greninja is specifically strong because he's a fast character with really quick jumps. So he can space himself really well and throw out all these moves that are kind of hard to predict. Shadow Sneak is a nice sneaky move that you don't really see coming. So on top of that, he has a counter. So if he predicts what you're doing, even though the counter comes out slow, it's gonna hurt. His projectile is nice. I mean, he has it all, but I don't think he has anything that makes him over the top. So I can't put him in S tier. Same thing with Isabelle. She can zone, she can set traps down. Her fishing rod can destroy some of the weaker characters. She can pocket projectiles, so she has a whole bunch of nice things, but she doesn't have anything that make her a god in this game. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to Final Destination, it's good because when she puts that trap down, her gyroid, there's no platforms for you to land on to avoid it. And if she can pull you in with the fishing rod, that's an easy like 23 damage or something like that. I don't know. Her slingshot is really good on this stage because there's no platforms to hide. I'm telling you, the platforms on Battlefield make a huge difference. If you can't hide on them, then certain characters can camp you out. They can set traps that you fall on and get blown up by. They can edge guard you. It's a really big difference. Diddy is strong too, especially on Final Destination, because when he sends his Gordos, they go from one side of the stage to the other. And if you bounce them back, he'll suck them in and spit them out right at you. You try to get into a projectile fight with him, same thing. He's heavy, good recovery, and he's pretty fast. His dash attack goes pretty strong. DDD is one of those characters like Donkey Kong that takes a lot of risk and takes a lot of damage, but on a stage like Final Destination and you have a move like down tilt where he does a lightning fast roll, DDD is really strong because he doesn't have these platforms that get in his way. Mario is a jack of all trades, but a master of none. Good recovery, good combos, decent projectile. His up smash is really strong, and I think it still has armor property. But on Final Destination, there's nothing that makes you afraid of Mario. I mean, he's fast, he can do it all, but he just can't do anything crazy. I don't know what else to say about Mario. He's literally that character. There's not really much going on that's like, oh my gosh, it's Mario. Marth and Lucina, I'm going to group them together. The difference is that Marth has to hit you with the tip of his blade, Lucina doesn't. They're kind of like weaker versions of Chrom. And that's sad to say because according to the memes, everyone is a Marth clone. But honestly, the way Chrom is, he's like, everyone is a Chrom clone. They usually spam fair and nair, which is neutral air and forward air. Use counter when they're in danger. And on Final Destination, they can they can use that a lot because there's no platforms to stop them from doing it over and over and over again. And when they hit you on shield, you don't know if they're going to land on the left side or the right side. And if you mess up, there's going to be another one behind it. If you spot dodge, it'll still not help because there isn't a lot of landing lag in this game. So a lot of matches that I've had personally with Marth and Lucina is them just spamming aerials and side B, which isn't a bad thing. I'm not complaining. I actually enjoy those fights. I feel like Mega Man is nice on this stage. I know he has some true combos on Battlefield, but he's pretty good on this stage too. He's a zoner at heart. Almost every move he has is a projectile, and he can throw his buzzsaw on the ground and start some shenanigans. Most of his projectiles take up the entire final destination, so it's like good luck getting out of that. Only thing is, he doesn't have his tilt attack isn't very viable. So if you hit him with a smash attack and it's one of those, kind of tricky smash attacks like Pikachu and Pichu's, the only thing he's going to get back is his tilt attack, which is very weak. His slide attack is kind of weak. So he's kind of like a different version of Mario. He doesn't have anything amazing, but what he has is very strong. I'm not too sure about Mewtwo. I don't know if he's stronger or weaker in this game, but he doesn't feel as intimidating as he did in the last game. Maybe it's just me. Final Destination is a good Mewtwo stage because he can charge his ball, his Shadow Ball, and it's harder to dodge because you don't have platforms to hide on. If you send a projectile at him, he can reflect it back. He can use Confuse Ray to get a guaranteed kill at certain percentages. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure. He can edge guard pretty good. He has nice recovery because he teleports. Yeah, and when you're in the air trying to fall down, he can teleport either left or right, which is pretty good on Final Destination. So yeah, he's solid. He's your typical, I have a good projectile character. I feel like Final Destination is better for NES than Battlefield is for NES. PK Fire is pretty hard to dodge when you don't have platforms to hide on. I'm going to be saying that a lot this video. But yeah, it's PK Fire, PK Fire, PK Fire, PK Thunder. He blasts in your direction. You don't really get to hide from that when there's no platforms there. You have to eat them, reflect them, or avoid them. And they don't really have that much ending lag. So yeah, and if he catches you with that back throw, if you try to hit him with the aerial and he grabs you and he's standing in the right spot, you're dead. That back throw is lethal. And since they put air dodges back in how they were in Melee, that's a buff to Ness too, because he doesn't always have to use PK Thunder to get back to the ledge. Palutena, I think, is also stronger on Final Destination than Battlefield. Her new move, her side B, which is kind of like Din's Fire, Exploding Light, it's really good for a stage like this. She can zone you out. You try to zone back, her Reflect will get you back. She's really fast. I think she's faster in this game than she was in the last game. So a lot of Palutenas have grab setups. She can combo you with down throw into neutral air, into please kill me, please kill me. Her recovery is good. And even though she doesn't have alternate platforms to land on, it's a teleport, so she doesn't really need the other platforms to mix you up. Who's next? Peach. Peach is very solid, but you have to work hard to make her work. And then on top of that, her turnips, if you get a bomb, that could be a mix-up to yourself, because if the person's on you, it's going to be interesting. Her down tilt leads into nice combos, and on a stage like Final Destination, she's interesting because she can float in the air for 9 days. So you knock Peach in the sky and you try to predict where she's going to land, and she's just like, nope, I'm left, I'm right, I'm left, I'm right. She can float and then grab the ledge. She's really good, so she's very solid, I would say. Her Peach Bomb, her side B, is really good on this stage because no platforms for you to land on. It's basically safe on block. So yeah, Peach is a character who can do what she wants. Only thing is, her turnips don't really have that much kill potential unless you get the right one, or you're edge guarding with them. So Peach is kind of like Mario and Greninja, where she's very solid, but you have to work. Daisy is a clone of Peach. Let's move on. We have Pit. Why is Pit and separated from Dark Pit? So Pit and Dark Pit, they're very, very similar in this game. On a stage like Final Destination, they're strong because they can zone you out with a B, and they can edge guard you with a B attack. Pit's curves way more than Dark Pit, so I'm going to say Pit is better. There's armor on their side B, which is really nice because it takes about a third of the Final Destination platform. So if you're trying to attack one of them, they can throw that out at the right time, launch you in the air, and they can change momentum very easily on a stage like this. Samus is nice too because her grab takes about a third of the platform. Her projectiles take basically the entire platform, so I think she's aided by the fact that you can't hide on platforms to get away from her. If you have reflectors, her projectiles usually follow each other, so they'll bump into each other and cancel each other out. Um, if you rush Samus down though, her defensive options aren't as good. She'll probably end up having to do up B, and if she does it wrong, she'll be very vulnerable. And on Final Destination, she doesn't have anywhere to run either. So it's a gift and a curse. Pokemon Trainer, I'm going to talk about all three of them very quickly. Squirtle is strong because he has combos on this stage, and his side B is really good for this stage because he rolls on the ground and he can't fall off a platform. You can't hide from it. Ivysaur is nice because he can use his side B, and also he's got a decent recovery as well as Squirtle, and his vines are really nice too. I think they're disjointed, and he's just really solid. He can Meteor Smash. They're both very solid. Charizard is that character who he's good, but you kind of have to take a risk. But if that risk pays off, you're going to kill them with his Flare Blitz. And it's easier for him to land because it's Final Destination. And guess what? No platforms for you to hide on. So if Charizard uses Flare Blitz at the right time, there's nothing you can do. And I like it. Who's next? We have Rob. Rob is strong on this stage for the same reason I keep on saying. No platforms to hide from his spinning top. I forgot the name of it, so I'm just going to call it a dreidel. On top of that, his side B is really good for countering people when they're trying to land on the stage. And again, if you don't have those platforms, chances are you're going to land in his arms, and that's a kill move, and it has less ending lag. So Rob's a lot stronger. He's very strong on this stage. His neutral B takes up basically the entire stage. So yeah, it's definitely a chore fighting this guy when you don't have platforms. Same thing with Robin. They're very similar, actually. Arc Fire, Arc Fire, Arc Fire. You can use it very often on this stage, and you don't have the platforms. On Battlefield, when Robin uses Arc Fire from a certain height, it will hit the platform instead of hitting you, which is kind of embarrassing. But on this stage, it's just a wide open playing field, and you're probably going to get hit by it. He uses Arc Thunder, Arc Thunder, Arc Thunder, Thoron, and the way most of them play is they zone you out, and they strike you with the tip of their sword where it's nice and safe. And as soon as you make yourself vulnerable, boom, you eat like 27 damage from Arc Fire and then a fully charged sword attack. So very strong indeed. Roy, I feel, is like a weaker version of Marth because he has to hit you at the hilt of his sword and not the tip of his sword. And usually with sword characters, you're hitting people with the tip of the sword because it's safer that way. So Roy, you have to get closer in order to hit him like that, which means you have to take more risks. But he's still strong. He has the counter. He has the same strong moves. His side B is still very nice, but I do believe that he's weaker than Martha Lucina. Ryu is great on this stage because he can use his down B to armor people. One of the best things about this stage is that people have to land on the stage. But Ryu has a down B which gives him armor and he can cancel out of it. So he's very lucky in that regard. He's very solid. He has Hadouken to deal with projectiles. His side B is pretty good. That travels about a third of the stage. He's got nice combos. His Shoryuken is a good kill confirm if he hits you with a down tilt. But maybe that's Ken who does that. But let's just put them both in the same boat. Say they both have down B. They both have nice combos. They both have Hadouken. And they're both really strong on this stage. Next up we have... Oh, we already did Samus. Let me put them together. I feel like Richter and Simon are better on this stage. Actually, yeah, they're better on this stage. Simply because you have to eat their mix-ups. Something that I've been doing with Richter and Simon is throwing their boomerang backwards and then it comes forward and it takes up the whole length of the stage. Uh, the thing that makes Battlefield a hindrance for these guys is that if they use their holy water, it can hit the platform instead of your opponent. But on Final Destination, it's just a wide open platform. So they have to eat everything, and it's really good to edgeguard them. That's the reason why they're not S tier, though. Even though they can edge guard, they can get edge guarded very easy. Their recovery is almost a Lil Mac tier. So that's the thing. They're glass cannons. Sonic's very strong in this game. I don't think he has something that gives him the it factor, but maybe I need to fight more Sonic the Hedgehogs. His neutral B got buffed. It's a lot faster now, so I find that to be very interesting fighting with him. A lot of Sonics just spam it, and it is what it is. I believe his back throw still kills, and on a stage like Final Destination, a lot of Sonics have a lot of room to roll in a ball and do all of his spinning moves. And if they catch you with that throw, they can hit you with a combo. And I think the open space allows him to, it makes it harder for him to get hit when he's recovering. He could go left, right, and then just air dodge before he lands. Villager. I feel like Villager is weaker than Isabelle, but Villager's trap, aka the tree, is still very deadly. Villager can edgeguard very nicely with the bowling ball, and because you don't have other platforms to land on, it makes it very easy for Villager to know where you're going to land. So I think Villager's best strength about Final Destination is the edgeguard factor. Villager can also spam their slingshot, and because you can't hide on platforms, you gotta eat everyone. So, very interesting. Yoshi's dash attack is godlike on this stage, because when he does it, you don't know if he's going to be on your left side or your right side, and you don't really have 9 days to figure it out. A lot of times Yoshi will do a sex kick or his down air, and it's just left and right, honestly. Fighting Yoshi on the stage is like rock, paper, scissors. Yoshi has a good recovery, is kind of heavy, not super heavy, but, Yoshi Bomb can crush shields if he does it right. So yeah, Yoshi's really solid. Not crazy, but solid. Zero Suit Samus is a shell of her former self, but she's still very strong. Her side B on Final Destination takes about a third of the stage, which is really good for getting people who are trying to land. I think it's safe on block if you hit it with the tip. And also, when she's landing, she can use her backflip, and she can change her momentum very easily, as well as air dodge, as well as down air. So the Final Destination makes her kind of unpredictable. But so does Battlefield, because you don't know which platform she's going to try to land on. Next up, we have people in B tier. These are the people who have solid tools, but they're not, super strong characters. They're like weak versions of Mario. You know what I mean? They might have something that makes them special, but everything else kind of, sort of, is lacking. Let's start off with Cather Falcon. He doesn't have a projectile. He doesn't have a reflector. So many characters in this game can zone him out. His recovery is very predictable, so you can edgeguard him. And on a stage like Final Destination, sometimes it's hard for Captain Falcon to land, because what can he do? Air dodge? Falcon kick is unsafe. It's really hard for him. He's juggle food because he's a heavy character. He's strong though. He can hit you with Falcon kick. That goes about halfway through the stage. I don't think his Raptor boost has armor property anymore, so that's unfortunate. I feel like he's weaker in this game and he deserves a buff, but that's just my opinion. Next up we have Corrin, another character who definitely got nerfed. The pin is very strong, and it's actually quite strong on this stage because you don't have platforms to land on. So if Corrin can predict where you're going to land, Corrin can hit you with the lance, aka forward smash, or pin you down. The water sphere that he and she uses is very strong because they can combo off of it. But up air doesn't kill like it used to. Forward air doesn't kill like it used to. Back air pushes you forward, so when you're trying to pressure people, that's a problem. And I think counter got weaker too. So, yeah, Final Destination is great for Corrin, but the nerfs just kind of put Corrin average. Final Destination is great for a Duck Hunt dog. It's better than Battlefield is because of those can shenanigans. But the problem that Duck Hunt has is that Duck Hunt doesn't have anything that makes him very special or makes them very special. At least in my opinion. I'm never scared of a Duck Hunt. Top of that, a lot of times Duck Hunt gets hit by their own can because it's Final Destination. So it's not going to land on a platform. You can knock it back in their direction. And then when they press B, it goes towards them. It's pretty good, though, because most of their projectiles are going to hit you, unless you're jumping in the air. So Duck Hunt can force you to jump because it's Final Destination, unless you're a reflector character. But that's about it. Very fast aerials, but the smash attacks are kind of slow. So yeah, solid character, but nothing special. Fox, like Zero Suit Samus, is a shell of his former self. You know, it's very cool when you hit that up smash and you do the backflip and you taunt, like, come on. But Fox and Falco, both of them pose after they shoot their lasers. They take a while to put it back. So they can't really zone you out as well as other characters. The reflector is nice, but that's only against characters with projectiles. Fox's smash attacks are decent, but they're not killers, you know what I mean? Just the whole fight, you are fishing for the up smash, at least in my opinion. That's all Foxes do. Fox's recovery is also quite predictable, but on Final Destination, it's better. He can use his shine, what's that move that he uses where he goes to we'll just call it side B, his illusion. But you don't know which way he's going to do it. And then he can air dodge after that. So it's kind of good for him, but it's not crazy. Falco, same thing, but he's weaker than Fox because his moves just aren't as good. I don't like his aerials, too much spinning around. He can gimp you pretty well with his lasers. But on a stage like Final Destination, again, it just doesn't really do him justice when it comes to neutral. Next up, we have Ice Climbers. And I wonder if I should make this a 2-part video. Nah, I think I'm doing pretty good. Ice Climbers, I haven't fought a good Ice Climber, so I can't answer that honestly. But I think they're pretty average. Don't have anything that makes them special. They lost their wobbles. See, if they had their wobbles from the Melee game that they were in before, that'd be wonderful. But they don't, so they just play very solid. And on Final Destination, their projectiles would be good because they travel so far. But if you even sneeze on their icicles, it's going to go right back to them. So let's go to Ike. I think I should make this a 2-part video because it's been pretty long. I'm going to make it a 2-part video. If you think that that is a mistake, let me know in the comments. And then the next time I do something like this, I'm going to do it for Battlefield. Please let me know, and I will do a whole tier list video. Thanks for watching. I can't believe you made it this far. I feel so special. Hope you liked me. Hope my voice isn't too nasally because I'm sick. Other than that, have a wonderful Sunday.